What did you like about day one, Coach?
I liked that we were back out here on the field and getting back and getting after it. With the install on offense and defense, and seeing the guys come out here and working together, and good attitude and a lot of energy, and just good to be back out here and get ready for this season.
So many new schemes. How did you see the mental retention or whatnot, that side of things?
I thought that for the first day, I thought the guys really picked the things up well. I thought they were communicating really well. That's something I think you always look for, is that when you do have some new things, what's the communications like, and how crisp. I mean, there were some mistakes, but offensively the timing wasn't too bad. Wasn't a lot of balls on the ground, center quarterback exchange, and things along those lines. So I thought that was positive, and I thought the defense really did a good job of communicating, and guys were lined up, and guys were running to the ball, and offense was finishing. So, some of the things that we talked about going into spring we wanted to accomplish, you could start to see that take shape today.
And your 2 new tackles, day one, some of the bullets flying out there, how do you feel they acquitted themselves?
It's so hard for the first day, with no pads on, because offensive line and defensive line, that's not what the game is, it's, and again, we're just gonna see who are the 5 best guys. But I thought guys came out and worked hard on the offensive line, and we'll get a chance to really study the 3 days that we'll have before they go on spring break, and then make sure we get everybody lined up the right way. But effort, attitude, everything was good. But from the physical standpoint, it's tough to say anything or evaluate anything, because you just don't have the pads on, and that's what the linemen love to do.
How about CJ today?
I thought he did a good job. I thought he handled things well. Again, it's not anywhere near where he's got to be, but with all the new things that he had to manage and everything else, I thought he had a pretty good first day.
Yeah, it is just day one, but anybody jump out to you that came out and showed you something you'd been looking at? Looked like AJ was pretty inspired. Anyone else?
Well, it's like I said, it's really hard. My whole thing is I looked at it from a team standpoint, because until you really get the pads on and be able to evaluate things, you're looking for the effort, the attitude, the intensity, the coachability. So I thought all that was pretty good today, and once we get into pads, I'll be able to give you a little bit better indication of some guys who are moving along and doing a better job, and maybe putting themselves in a position to gain more playing time or be a starter. So, but the thing that I was pleased with, had a chance to look at our numbers from our winter conditioning program, and I tell you what, the guys really worked hard. We went up in the lifts in just a 5-week period. The change of direction, you can see the athleticism is a little bit better because of some of the things that we did. So, coming out here, I was very excited, and then nothing deterred me from that. After being out here for 2.5 hours.
Anybody in particular that you can name that took big strides, weight room wise?
Well, a lot of those guys. It's some of those younger guys. Some of your freshmen, and I thought Devontae Campbell really did a good job. In the weight room. As an upperclassman, and then I'll probably have a little bit more on that as I really sit down, and I looked at it late last night and studied it. But there's some guys that I thought really stood up and really did a really nice job with everything.
As far as injured guys, did Gilbert come back earlier than you thought, or is he?
No, Gilbert was a guy that rolled his ankle in the competition stuff that we were doing, and when I had told you guys that he was out, that was the report that I got. But then he got better and improved. So I knew if he wasn't out here today, it'd probably be Tuesday that he'd be out here. So that wasn't anything that was major when he got hurt before.
How about the newcomer Goins pick there at the end of practice?
Yeah, I think all 3 of those newcomers. Isaac and Quentin and Laverne, all are learning. They've learned at a very quick pace, and I would say that Isaac's probably a little bit ahead of Quentin and Laverne, just because he's played at the junior college level and has come from there, and but Quentin and Laverne are guys that have ability. And you saw Laverne take the one thing there on the sweep. He's got some speed now, and speed and athletic ability. And it's just a matter of repetitions. But Isaac is a guy that understands the game, wants to be good, hard worker, conscientious. So looking forward to seeing him produce and progress as we go through the rest of the spring.
It looked like Brandon was running hard and low.
Yeah, that's kind of some of the things that we saw during this fall and on the scout team and preseason, where we thought he did a good job, and we saw him come out moving well today. And then again, the big thing for Brandon is just picking everything up and feeling comfortable with all that. So I think thing I think there's going to be a lot of competition at a lot of positions, and I think that we can get ourselves where we're going to have some good depth to deal with and try to develop as much depth as we can here this spring.
With CJ, is it going to limit him as far as your play calling if you've got nothing behind him? It's not a factor, of course, in the spring, but when you get to the season.
No, you can't really do that. You got to go out and play the game, and what we'll do is we'll get Perry or Caleb, ready to play. It's what we have, and again, we'll get whoever we have ready to play, and hopefully, we had all the injuries, last year. We won't get any this year, and no, we'll have somebody play, but we're not gonna change what we do. We're gonna do the things that CJ can do well, and emphasize those things along with what all 10 other guys on offense can do.
He said he gained 15 pounds. Is that something you wanted him to do?
Yeah, he was a little light, and we wanted him to put some weight on, and we wanted him to get a little bit stronger. He did a good job in the weight room as well, and so he's one of those guys that I think that's gonna aid him as we go through spring, but then also as we get into the fall, that sometimes he's going to take a hit, but having a little bit more strength, a little bit more meat on his bones, it'll protect him a little bit more.
Just lastly, Jeremiah Johnson, you mentioned him the other day. He's the guy you need to pick up. Step up this year. He had a couple nice plays today.
Yeah, I've always been impressed with JJ, and I think the other thing is you start to see his body development now. He's a little thicker now than what he was before, and you never have to worry about JJ in terms of working or understanding what you want to do, or be coachable, or be a team guy. I think now he's going to play with a little bit more confidence, because I think he is a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and I think anytime that people gain in those areas, it develops that confidence when they get out on the field, and that's the thing I see, because I saw today, I saw a guy that was communicating extremely well, was really out there doing things that you would expect maybe out of a guy who's played for 3 or 4 years. So that was the thing that I saw out of him that I've always been pleased with, and now, like I said, I just think he's gained confidence because he's stronger, he's faster, he's quicker than what he was before.
Do the guys just kind of mentally hit reset on last season? Do you have to do anything to kind of worry about a mental hangover from 2011?
No, that's the thing. Kids are resilient, and you don't talk about last year. You just, you can't get anything back from it. All you can do is just work harder to get better, and that's the approach we've taken, and that's what we've been doing since January 25th. And it was proven out in terms of the results that we got in the weight room. Like I said, I know as a team we're almost plus 20, I think, in just about every category. Bench, squat, and power clean. So they've gotten it done there, and now what we got to do is get it done out here. And again, you can't dwell on the past. All you got to do is just look to the day and do the best you can, and keep building those positive things, and keep building that togetherness that we need to have as we go forward.
How long of a wait was it for you to get from the end of last season to today?
Too long. It seemed like forever. And now we can be back out here, and doing this and being around the kids and them, out here. And I think today, you can see a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of intensity, and guys just, liking to be around each other and working together. So it was great to be back out here. And believe me, I wish we could have started the day after the season ended, but it was great to be out here, good weather, so now we just got to keep building on it.